Hey everyone, it's Kayla from The Casual Crafter, and this week I decided to make some more spring style / farmhouse style decor using Dollar Tree items. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around and let's go ahead and get right into the video. So here I'm just taking this wooden crate I got at Dollar Tree. I don't know about you, but all the Dollar Trees near me have recently gotten all the Crafter Square items, so I'm really excited about that. So here I'm just going to be covering this with Waverly white chalk paint. Then I'm going to be taking this black acrylic paint as well as some stamps that I got at Dollar General and a makeup sponge because I did not have an ink pad. Obviously, if I have an ink pad, that would make this way easier. I'm just going to be using the makeup sponge and the paint as if it were an ink pad. And I'm just going to be writing out Home Sweet Home. I'm trying to give these the look of like stacked books. So once those are done, I'm going to be taking this ribbon I also got at Dollar Tree. It's like a burlap with a little bit of lace on it. And I'm just going to be hot gluing that to the inside of the crate on one side. Notice I didn't paint the inside because no one's going to see it. I'm just going to wrap that around and hot glue it at the end there, pull it tight. And then I do bring it across. You don't really have to, but then I'm going to be taking this black and white twine that I got with Christmas ribbon, and I'm just going to wrap that around a few times and cut it off, and then put a little bow on there. And yeah, I think these make really cute decor. They give that stacked book look. Say that 3 times fast. So up next, I wanted to make my own version of a tiered tray using Dollar Tree items. You've probably seen similar things done before, but I'm just taking this wooden dowel that I had on hand. It kind of tapers off at the end, but you can use one of the plungers from Dollar Tree, or you can get a dowel at like Walmart or something. But I cut it down to about 12 inches and then end up cutting it roughly in half. I end up trimming a little bit off the edge. Those are going to be my 2 pieces that I stack the pizza pan and pie pan on. And then I'm going to take this shower ring. I got a pack of them at Walmart for like 97 cents or something. I like this one as opposed to the Dollar Tree one just because it had a smooth texture. The Dollar Tree one has like a bumpy texture. It doesn't matter that much anyway. Then I'm just going to trim off the little inner ring part. And then I'm going to use a combination of E6000 and some hot glue to glue that to my upper wooden dowel so that I can give it like a ring look on the end. And then I'm just going to spray paint those black. Then I'm just going to use a combination of a tan color and a dark brown color and some baking soda to make this paint look and cover both the pizza pan and the pie pan with those. Once those are covered, I didn't love the color that it turned out, so I wanted to make it a little bit more gray toned and also add another coat anyway. So again, I used some tan and then I used some gray, and then I actually used black to make it a little more cool toned, but it got a little too cool toned, so I used some dark brown. And that seemed to work out pretty well, and then I added the baking soda again. That really gave a nice texture and I think added quite a bit of coverage with these acrylic paints. So up next, I'm just going to be dry brushing with some black acrylic paint. I'm going to try and give it a faux wood look. So I start by going around the edges, and then I will continue in the middle of the pizza pan and the pie pan. Now I'm going to be gluing those dowels back in. I did use hot glue in combination with E6000 there. Again, I used that for the top one as well. And then somehow I missed the footage of me gluing them both together, but I did the same thing. It's not the most sturdy thing in the world, so don't put too many heavy things on it, but it works out for lightweight items, and I think it looks really nice. So this next project I think is my favorite of this video, and I'm just going to be making a windmill. So I'm taking these long, thicker wooden dowels. You need 4 of them. You can get a pack at Dollar Tree. I think these ones might actually be from Walmart, but they sell similar ones at Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to cut those down to around 10 inches each. And then I'm going to take this piece of paper, any scrap piece of paper will work. I measured out a 5 by 5 inch square. So this piece of paper won't stay there, but it's going to help me line up all these dowels and create a base for them. And I'm just going to take this wooden spool. You can use just one that you have left over from any thread. And I'm going to be gluing that in the middle to connect all 4 of those dowels together. And then I'm going to be making some inner parts to my windmill. So I'm just going to be taking this smaller dowel that you can also get at Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to glue those where I want on the bottom and continue that around on all 4 sides. I just kind of trim as I go. I don't really measure them out exactly, so. Once I have all 4 of those on there, I'm going to be adding a upper bar as well. So these ones are going to be much shorter, but up higher. And again, I'm just going to make 4 of those, put one on every side. What I'm using to make all these cuts is they're called miter shears. I can link them down below. I got them on Amazon. And then I'm going to be making some crossbars. I'm just going to be taking a really skinny skewer. You can get these at Dollar Tree as well, over in like the cookware section. And I'm just going to be trimming those down and making an X on each of these. And just putting a little dab of hot glue in each of the corners before attaching them. And I'm just going to repeat this on all 4 sides. So once it's all done, this might be the hardest part of the whole project. You gotta try and get that windmill piece off the back of the decoration. So it took quite a bit of strength and these pliers, and I tried multiple tools. Eventually I got it to snap off. If you have a better way to do it, by all means, try that. So I'm just gonna be taking one of those skinny skewers and trimming it down and putting that in the wooden spool that I have up top there. And then just adding some hot glue for some more security. And then I'm gonna be taking this front bit of the windmill part that you pop off, and I do try and get off the rest of the metal rod that's stuck to the back of it, just so I have the front little plate. You could use something else for this too, but I'm going to attach the windmill just to that little skewer and then glue the rod in the front. And I didn't like how long it was hanging down a bit, so I did end up going back and trimming it and then just gluing that little metal bit on the front, and now it's able to spin freely. I'm just going to be taking some silver acrylic paint, and I'm going to give my windmill 2 or 3 coats of it just because it's not very thick and there's a lot of nooks and crannies that I have to try and get into. Once it has a fairly good coverage of the silver, I'm going to go in with this gunmetal acrylic paint. It's like a brownish metallic-y color, and then I'm just going to be sponge painting that on to try and give it a more rustic look. I'm going to start with the windmill blades and then just kind of sponge around the edges. And then I'm going to sponge around the rest of the windmill as well. I think this really adds a lot and gives it that more rustic farmhouse type look. And I really like how this is able to spin. I end up playing with it all the time on my shelf. I think this looks really nice and rustic, and it goes really well with spring decor, but you can use it year round as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure and like and comment down below what your favorite item I made today was. Also, go ahead and check me out over on Instagram. It's @thecasualcrafter. And be sure and tune in next week for some Easter DIYs. Thanks again. Bye!